Then now the worst mistake, or maybe mistake, my folks got a comp that had the internet. This is third form. Yo, dial-up internet with that.
I know that thing.
Yo, that thing changed me and Aaron's life. Because now with that, on Aaron's side, he could talk to Take Sixes. You know Take Six, the group?
Yes.
He could talk to them directly. Because I remember him.
Because there was this thing that called email that came across.
Yeah, because you find an email. At that time, musicians didn't have egos. Aaron was like, I wrote to, I don't know, Kina Cedric Dent. They have sent me the chord arrangements for Spread Love, one of their songs. I'm like, what do you mean? Because he was playing it exactly on the... I was like, how do you know how to play the exact same chords? It's no longer... We're hearing from the radio. It's like, see, I went online, I searched, and then... This is before Google. There's a search engine called Excite.
Yes. Yeah. Excite. I think that's so much.
It's just because me and Jesus makes me look young.
It's that because people don't know. That's why Yahoo. That's why you used to find things on Yahoo.
Yeah, it was Yahoo and Excite, but even Yahoo was huge.
Yes, extremely huge and very cluttered.
And very cluttered. So
in fact, that's why Google became Google.
Yeah, because I used to use Yahoo, then it was too much. Then I started using Excite. So now with the internet, I remember I used to go to Yaya. I had a racket of selling newspapers, coins, everything. Now this is in high school. I was always selling shit. Like, you leave your things, me, I'll sell them so they can get money. I'll get money, go to Yaya, bookstop, that Mwindi guy there, second floor. He will order for me Sound on Sound magazines for 1,500. Oh, that's how I was learning everything. Because I realized now when I got into next level, there's magazines called Sound on Sound that really opened up to you what production is. Like, there was everything. There was the gear, there's how to get a good kick sound, everything. It was a whole mixed bag of the business, this racket of production. So for me, everyone had their own hustle. So for me, I was just selling things to get that 15 or 2K at that time to go. So for me, I think I started looking for money to buy Sound on Sound magazines. But then now with the internet, I realized I can go to soundonsound.co.uk and read it.
That's crazy.
And so now what I'd do is I would save them I'd burn them onto a CD. This is before flashes. Flashes come like maybe
later on in this story.
I'd burn them onto a CD, go somewhere, I'll still plain paper because my folks are lecturers. There's reams of that in the house. Go to a cyber cafe in Dagoretti Corner because we were living in a place called Wanye.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, Dagoretti Corner.
We'll talk about that because Kijiji Studio moved next to that.
Yeah, we would then go to Dagoretti Corner to print these things that I'm finding on the net. So that's now, because now I have access to a studio. Julian left next level. He went to work for Bruce Odhiambo at Johari Clef. So Aaron leaves IB, he goes also to work there.
Yes.
And then over there, there's another producer called Ambrose Mandugu Digital.
Ooh.
So
The bounce.
Like Ambi is like such a phenomenal producer. So Julian goes to Johari Clef. I finished Saints. My folks are like, because Aaron was in IB, which is like from 5 and 6 at Saints, is like, so you're going to Saints. I go with him for a plan. I'm like, that money that you're paying for school fees, give me your chums, I'll double it, or some nonsense like that. Like I tried to give him an investment option. Of course, that story was like, Z. That's not happening. My younger sis is in Mso, so she knew she was going to Saints for IB. So my dad was like, you need to chill in the house. Find something to do as we decide, because I'd refused, when you're in fourth form, whether in private school or like a local public school, you get those forms for applying whether you go to main camp or that's selection. Like, how you do selection for which campus you go to. Me, I didn't. I was given those forms, I burnt them.
I skipped to the country,
when KCSE came around, and my dad was like, by the way, wait a minute, you can't be called to any university because you didn't select any.
What?
Where are those forms? I was such a bad child. Because Because me, I knew for sure, nitamaliza, alafu, by some magic wand, I'll be translocated to the USA. Right? Life comes at you.
Crazy.
So, I remember Susanna told me.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I go to Suzanne's, like I finished.
She told you
like
you're too young to come at class 8.
Yeah.
Come after.
I go to Suzanne's. That day, I think I found her in a bad mood. She's like, no, don't come back, bounce. So I'm like, shit. Then, because remember, I've been doing now beats, my name has gotten out there. Through Paul Oyer, I was doing some, like, it's like a CSR thing in St. Mary's, a club called RAC, it's an Italian thing. And then once in there, we had gone to a studio in film studios, right? And it was being run by some Zungu. It was like now for me the dopest studio I've ever seen. It looked like the movies. And I remember that guy told me, when you're done, come. So after Suzanne told me bounce, I went home, felt sad. I went and did a CV of everything I'd done. I'd done like 3 or 4 fake commercials for some fake products I created. My music with Julian. And then I went to see Lee. He found it very amusing.
Lee Kanyoto?
Lee Smith.
Oh, Lee Smith, oh yes.
Yeah, Lee Smith. Lee Smith is like now Gandalf the Great for audio in Africa. Like he's been there, done that. Movies, every big Hollywood movie done.
And now he was based at film studios.
He was based at film studios. So he looks at my portfolio, he starts laughing. He's like, yo, you've done all this, but you're like a child.
Yeah.
And then I'm small, I'm like a smurf. So he says, start on Monday, but I'll give you basic transport, maybe after a month. I'm now like 19, 20. After a month, 19 I think. After a month, then we'll see, but it's internship. Your work is just to shadow me, but when there's no work, because it's a commercial studio, your job is solely, because that guy had books, like he had a library of anything you need to do about production, miking, nini. He had like 30, 40, like 100 books, like there was a library. So if I was not working and following him around and being the KYM engineer, producer, boy, I was seated in a corner reading.
What?
Lee taught me everything I know technically.
Dude, that is an opportunity. That's almost better than flying out.
Yeah.
That's like masterclass and access to royalty within your industry.
So now, I remember now how people say there's no money in music. I remember now because of doing all these things, his wife, at the time called Caroline Bindio, who now ended up being a huge producer, a TV person by herself, was running upstairs, which means invoicing, LPOs, pitching, the boring stuff that runs a business. She's like, yeah, you seem interested in these things. Come, I show you how to create LPOs. Come, I show you how to send emails. Let me show you how to talk to clients. Let me show you how to... So if I wasn't downstairs reading or in the studio, I'll accompany them on client pitches, meaning. And I remember in my second month there, we did a commercial for Kencel. This is
Which
now
was a Safaricom of that time.
Yeah, because Kencel though, Safaricom had come. Everyone was knocking Safaricom. Everyone loves Safaricom now, but no one remembers.
Exactly.
At the turn of the decade. This is 2 decades ago. 2000, 2001 there, Kencel had come first. And only now the Uber Rich had cell phones. And because Kencel was clear, it was like everything. And Safaricom was starting and everyone, like I remember in the office, because that office had, it was set up like a colonialist structure. A lot of Wazungus. All of them on Airtel. Then the Miros who were poor, because I was told you need to get yourself a phone. I'm like, I can't get myself a phone. And they'll tell you don't get a phone on Safaricom. So remember we did this Airtel ad, Kencel ad.
Kencel ad, yes.
That's when I realized how much tunes is in this racket. For the entire commercial, it was this one about, I don't know, going to the moon, and it's as clear as even the moon, there's an astronaut.
Okay, mission control. The outer door is open. I'm stepping down onto the Martian surface. Now, the eagle has landed. This is a truly awesome sight. I feel like Adam, the first man in a brave new world, 50 million miles from Earth, alone in a cosmic wilderness. It sure is good to have you guys to talk to. Hello?
When you extend your communications into new territory, it pays to do it properly. That's why the Yes Network always installs enough base stations to guarantee that all your conversations are reliably transmitted.
This is not funny. Hello? Ah, there you are.
I was the key to...
If you're looking for connections you can be sure of,
The answer is yes.
Do you remember it?
That's too old school.
Yeah. Dude, it was shot at Magadi. I remember that very clearly because I remember seeing the budget was about 20 mic.
Then.
Kidogo, I start seeing the invoices guys are sending out. 20,000 pounds, 30,000 pounds. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I being paid 1,500? Because I'm being paid 1,500
shillings a month.
1,500. Can you imagine? Masikini ya Mungu.
No, but dude,
I was an intern, but 1,500, dude, man.
I know that's kidogo, but what you know now.
Now that's also
Because
another.
that's a lesson that I would
That
say
was
a lot of
another
people-
lesson for
yes.
you can be with guys in the same squad. You're all laughing and playing together, and you're all chill because you're in this project. You we are pals. But then, if you don't get your business right, you're laughing with guys who are being paid
millions.
20,000 pounds. So I remember I went and negotiated. I was like, no, I don't want this. Like, and I remember Carol was like, sawa, kwanza, now we won't even pay you chums. We'll give you a mega rider.
What?
In the meeting.
Mega rider, I did.
They're like,
so
cause
literally,
we are
we're
still
not-
training you.
Yes.
And her argument was like, we're training you. You're not an expert at what you do.
But
you.
do you think
It was-
do you think her point was valid?
I think
Considering who you are
this
in
whole
now.
industry,
Yes.
and this industry, I mean advertising, music, film, TV, it's one. It's a racket built on incredible skills and bullshit. Right?
Go
Because
on.
me, I said, Z, me pay me 10K. Then Lee was like, Sawa, we'll pay you 8K.
Oh, I understand.
So now you see if I'd said, okay, don't give me a mega rider, nitachukua 1,600. You see how guys end up.
Nirudishie tu my 1,500. But you see, that's because in you, I think you had already established in you who it is that you are and wanted to be.
And it's not even sometimes, it's never super aggressive.
Yeah.
Like listening to this, you think it was always like,
It was a fight. Or it was a negotiation.
It was just like, yo.
A conversation.
It's just, yo. So now all these experiences, I think one thing I learned at Rough Cuts is how much, if you have a plan, how to like there's actually opportunities.
There's a whole course on negotiating as well.
Yeah, like learn how to negotiate, how to push back, how to pull back, how to work with people. And then I see at Rough Cuts, I was forbidden from doing any personal music. That really sucked. That's actually the reason why I left Rough Cuts.
Whoa.
No personal music. So, I mean, in 3 months, like I knew everything. Lee would leave the studio. That's where I first met my Nakageni because he was doing, like a lot of the guys
Yes.
now, because now this is now a pro
Like,
studio.
you give me an example of times of the people who would walk into
Everyone, like who was hot in advertising at the time, anyone, celebrities, voiceover guys, TV, everyone who was hot.
Yes.
Then,
I'm trying to picture at that time who is a version of hot then.
I mean, at the time, Kiss had just started. That's where I met, I don't know if you know him, he ended up opening a company called Level 1, which he sold, and then he ended up doing Exclusive. His name is, what's the guy of Exclusive? He's a filmmaker who went into the toilet business because he got tired of this nonsense. So, like I met working on the Pilsner, so not the first big like ad campaign activation. Nowadays, those days it was just called Project, but the first big like super campaign I worked on was the Pilsner Pool Challenge, where Pilsner decided to take up
Pool tournament.
a pool tournament around the country, and it was big because it was everything. It was 360. There was TV ads, there was there was a bit of radio. It was a full, what guys are calling 360 nowadays.
Yes.
And on that, Rough Cuts was doing all the audio and the music.
AKA team was producing.
No, I wasn't producing. Remember, there was band.
Oh yes,
doing
yes.
music.
Okay. You are just
Like I'd write music for commercials. There's this campaign for Fresh Freddy for Aqua Fresh.
Paddy Mwangi.
Paddy, that's where I met him.
Fresh Freddy loves to shop. What say I give her the close-up treatment? Real gel mouthwash for really fresh breath. Check. Micro whiteners for shiny white teeth. Check. Fluoride to strengthen your teeth. Check. So, you use close-up too, huh? I sure do. Look, I don't usually do this, but I'd really like to.
Meet my mom.
Sure, I'd love to.
Fresh Freddy says, get fresh, get close up.
And that's where I got scammed, because those Jungus realized Tim can write. So I remember some of those cheesy lines seated with the two Jungus from, at the time it was the agency, it's what ended up becoming Scan Group. And because this guy was meant to be shady, super like Johnny Bravo.
Yes.
He was literally Johnny Bravo with toothpaste, right? That was the basic brief for
Yes,
that damn thing. Yes, and it really worked.
It did.
That's why I met Paddy Mwangi, because we recorded all those things in the studio. And those Jungus didn't know. So I remember that Australian dude saying, how do we localize this thing? What are the cheesy lines? Me, I'm over there contributing, not knowing. This is called copywriting, and this Kumbafu over here is paid a lot of money to do it. Me, I'm over there, yeah, like, if you want to say something cheesy to a girl, you say. Then I see it in print, I'm like,
You were just feeling, yeah, I did that.
And like, not only did I record it with Lee, but I also came up with some of that copy, that text. So, I mean, one would say, there's one way of looking at it, that not being banned from doing my personal music was bad. But remember, in the evening, because it was 9 to 5 strictly, 5:30, I'd leave, I go to look for Julian, wherever he was, right? Either hang out with him at Johari Clef. And
Even Aaron is there.
Aaron is there, Ambrose is there. So now at Johari Clef, then you start meeting guys who are hot.
Example, who was hot at the time?
Kina Nikki, those guys. Kina Atemi's group. Into.
Yes, into, yeah.
What is it called? Eric, I think he had started coming back and forth. No, Eric had already left.
Five Alive.
Like he was coming back and forth.
Did he record Daima Kenya with Bruce?
He recorded one version with Bruce.
The one on the piano.
The one on the piano, I think.
Yeah.
Even he did some version of his songs with Bruce, but then the ones that guys know are done in the US.
Okay, so in the evening, so now
So I do commercials during the day, and by commercials it's everything. I mean, I'm being paid 80 G's.
from 1-6.
So and then I get to go on shoots, nini. It's all fun and games, but then then for me I started being upset, because I liked the place, I liked my boss. I really liked Lee. Like, Lee had my back severally, but a lot of, at the time, guys wouldn't know now, people who work in advertising, especially on the production side. But at that time, the early 90s, it was really racist. Me, I can say that. Hakuna kitu mtanifanya. It's true, and all those guys have either gone back to Australia or whatever colonizer countries they came from. At that time, it was really bad.
I agree.
I remember there's an agency, there's two agency guys who used to come into the studio. They see me, they do this. They can't be in the same room with Amiro.
What?
And Lee started losing business, like he was being hurt. I remember a job we worked on where these guys were, like, they tried to set me up, because colonizers are like that. They went and told Lee I was rude, I was nini, just basically white tears to get me fired. And Lee came because he was sick. Because by the time, like 6 months in, Lee was like, Tim can do everything. I'm out, guys. So he can now diversify, but then he starts realizing that his clientele, they would say, oh, Tim is, but when he comes, he listens to it, like, there's nothing wrong here. So for me, I just told him, dude, I want to go do other things. And you're literally, it's not good. I'm not fine with this. One would say ego, but I'm not cool.
No,
it's not even it's not a money thing, but me, these guys are racist. I didn't like it. And Lee and him was like, okay, I understand. And me told him, I don't want your business to suffer. I don't want.
That's insane.
I don't want your business to suffer. This is like, I'm now 2021, thereabouts. I don't want your biashara to suffer. Then Julian is like, come, walk over here for Bruce. I've talked to him. You can start. Bruce comes me. I spent 2 days in his reception. Nothing is working out. Note, I've been asked, Julian had told me, yo, quit your job. There's a job over here. So I quit it. 30 days notice. I go to Bruce's, I chill in the reception. I'm like, yo, nothing. Scam life. But that's also now you learn. Now all those things are good because you learn now
resilience.
You learn resilience. You learn not to take people for their word. Always before you jump and commit to something. So now,
Timo, I'm beginning to understand why you are the way you are. Your stories, contractual agreements, the business side.
Yeah. So now Julian is like, you know what? As opposed to spending another day over here in the reception, go to
Samawati.
Go to Samawati.
Go back to where you were told never come back.
Yes. So I go there. And it was just fate. I go on that day that I went, both Guido and Suzanne were there. I talked to them. Guido found that story of waiting the reception so hilarious. He started laughing. I'm over there sweating. He said, so you're dope? I said, yes. Then he had 2 studios. At that time, Samawati was the hottest place. It's like, I don't know how to describe. Because they had K-South. They had K-South and Masimaira. Like, I can't even, it's like Sedo with cocoa butter. And Yam Chom and Scooms. Wow. It's Sedo and Naibo and Sauti Soul in one place.
It's like Ogopa and Tejosiah's combined.
You guys don't understand how big Samawati was. I go there shaking. I go, they're like, I'm like, I've come for a job. So no, there were always rappers hanging around. Right? Me, I entered reception, I'm like, I've come to see you because I learned how to bullshit because early. So I'm like, I'm here for a job. I know you have not advertised, but I know you have a problem here. I can help you guys sort it out. I'm like, how do you know this? From Julian. Bruce is like, Julian is that cowboy I see at Bruce's place. He's like, yeah, he's good. I'm like, what are you coming to do here? I'm like, I'll help you with your commercials. I can write, I can nini. He's like, what do you have? Because Guido is super intimidating, man.
Yeah, he was.
This is Guido Kibukosia. They have a platinum selling record. One of the few bands that have gone platinum. Him, Ayubo Gada.
Hold on, when you're saying platinum, you're saying they've sold 1 million?
1 million records.
In Kenya?
In the world,
Africa,
in the world. Because
what?
African Heritage Band, which was Guido, Ayubo Gada, who is on Kanye's new record, track number 2. If you check the credits, Kanye sampled him. The album that came out yesterday. I don't know when you heard this.
Yes.
Jaco Dongo, African Heritage, yo. Guys, check out their catalog. They're on CBS. They were signed to a record deal before we all knew what record deals were.
What? Platinum
certified, like 1 million guys in the world. Like that's like maybe 1/6 of Rwanda's population. have your record.
What?
So, and then they have all the advertising work. They have Coca-Cola. So working into Samawati. So Guido found it amusing. He told me, play me what you have. I played him the songs that were on radio. He was like, okay, cool. Then Suzanne found it mildly amusing because I remember that interview. Then she's like, okay, so I played them my commercials, I played them the music. At that time, on the other side of the studio, because at the studio A, which was now the holy grail, it had everything, new Macs. The first time I ever saw, I'd seen a Mac at Bruce's, but Guido had like the new Mac, the G4 titanium that just come out. This is now Steve Jobs has come back. The comps have started
Yes.
looking fancy. Bruce had the white beige ones that look like a PC. So this is the first time in my life I'm seeing, like, it's a studio that you're seeing Ken Andre are using. A huge ass 32 channel mixer. Like, literally, there's no reason why we are not creating it here. So it's Studio A. Then he had a Studio B, which was a replica of what Bruce had, like a small Pro Tools unit, still a big desk, and a stands. Like, there's no excuse. In that place is what I'll later find out is Kina Victor were working from there. Victor Say,
Yes.
Jawabu, like a lot of the work they did.
Jawabu, who was Shaki and what do you call this other guy?
Shaki and Ambrose.
And Ambrose.
So a lot of the hip hop stuff that they didn't want to do would happen in Studio B, and it was always full of guys. Like, and there was also, so they had a squad of producers who would go in there to work. Yes. So I learned in like this Guido is like, I'll find out if you're lying to me. I just will show you all the on and off buttons. Figure it out. At 2 o'clock you have a session with Harry Kimani.
What? That was your interview.
Then he called guys. I remember Victor sat in. And you can see you're being judged for. That's why I met Harry Kimani.
I take it you nailed it.
Of course I nailed it, yo! This is me! Kwani mnadhani we came here to play?
Take away your name.
We didn't come to play.
That is crazy. So what did you
So now
what
at
did you produce for him?
Samawati, like there's a song we'd been trying to work on, they're trying to sign him. Like then now Suzanne is so impressed, she starts telling Kina, because Masimira has just released one album. It's been a year since her last case. South have released Nairobi. Me yani, Nairobi the first time I had it, Tabi and Baya, I was like,
over.
yo, like this is it, man. In that studio now, I'm seeing Kinate Josiah coming for meetings. All the guys you see in the news.
Yes.
You're seeing a Keishaka there, a Chengabura, all these guys. You're like,